Yep.
Well, we've really turned back the pages and the years.
Yeah, it's. I've never really done that before, but it's a good feeling, because there is a journey from day one. There's a journey continuing even now. You know what I mean? There's a very, very good journey going on. So, music is a journey, and I enjoy the journey, and it's nice to what we've done in the past.
Yeah.
That's history. That's in the book. And then there's another chapter now.
Memories.
Memories is good. And
I'm gonna bring you a memory that we skipped over.
Yeah.
We almost forgot about it, but it's very, very, very important to our journey. One of the greatest things I think that we've ever done was the Ziggy Marley 6-date tour.
Oh, the Melody Makers.
Yeah, which started with Irvine Meadows when we were supposed to play Reggae on the River on one day, and the next day we were at Irvine Meadows. So some of the band had to drive from Reggae on the River, which was Humboldt County. Yeah. And Don and I sat down, and in order not to get sued, we had to work out a way of how to get the rest of the band from Humboldt County to Irvine. And we decided to hire a private jet. Tell us what you remember about that, Steve.
I vaguely remember it.
Yeah?
I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to tell you no lie. I vaguely remember it. I know it happened, but I vaguely remember it. Oh, it's coming back now.
Okay.
It was a small airport.
Yes.
And doing the Melody Makers, Ziggy was Ziggy Marley was singing, the lead singer. It was very important to do that gig.
You're telling me?
Because
it was on my head.
It was on your head. Plus, it was the Melody Makers, man. It's Marley's kids.
Yeah.
And it's a big gig. It's at amphitheaters.
Yeah.
It was outdoor, innit? The amphitheaters up and down the US. And we was opening up for them. And yeah, the jet. I remember it now. It's I don't know how you guys done it. I don't know what but you made it happen so that we could get there and do the gig from where we were, because there's no way you could drive. It's impossible. Even if you drive through the night, it probably would have been
well, we couldn't have driven through the night because we played. Remember, what I did is I got us on early at Reggae on the River.
Yeah.
So we satisfied that contract. And then as soon as we came off stage, airport, and flew within an hour from Humboldt to John Wayne Airport, Orange County.
How did we get there? Because remember, there's vehicles involved.
Yes.
So I can't remember how we managed to.
Well, we had a 15 strong.
Yeah. So
unit.
I know now. So because basically, what you could do, you could leave it. Is it one of them where you can leave at the airport?
No.
We had to get it back.
Yeah.
So John, what's his name, brought it back?
I had Don.
Oh yes.
And 2 roadies.
Yeah.
And half of the band drive.
Yeah.
To Irvine.
Yeah.
So they were at Irvine, and 7 of us took the plane.
Which is the band.
Yeah. And me.
Yeah. Well, it had to be done. It made it happen. You know what I mean? That's the road for you.
That was the scariest thing for me.
That's the road.
Because I knew that if I didn't make that happen, it was a sack.
It would have been. It would have been one of them ones.
Because Miles Copeland and Bohlberg and Irvine wouldn't have tolerated
Yeah,
that.
so, you know, 'cause it was the Marleys. So, you know.
And only to get to
Yeah,
Irvine and having to speak to Rita, because remember they took us down, our sound down by 10 dB.
Yeah, because
So there was no feel.
No, they see, obviously, a lot of bands do that though, in them age. Because if you're a good band, sometimes they won't even want you on their tour because you're too good. I know UB40 done things like that with Bashar, Big Bet. We done, you know, we were supposed to do a tour with them, and we done one show, and that was it, man. One thing I said.
Well, I didn't want that.
The rest of the show was.
So when I was with the engineers, I said, the only thing we can say, GT, is you go and talk to Rita. So I had to go and talk to Rita. And I think the one thing that convinced Rita to allow us to bring our sound up, me asked her if Bob would have do it that way then. I said, is that what Bob would want?
Yeah.
And she said, you know what? Bob would have make him go on. So you know what, GT, make Pato go on.
Yeah, I turn it up. You turn it up, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you get a good sound out of it. You see, but you know, the Melody Maker tour was a nice tour.
Brilliant tour.
Right, it was a nice tour.
And we got on really well.
No, we got on, yeah. From that day, you know, me and Stephen are still friends. We're bridging, you know. I haven't seen him, know me. Remember me, know me.
Yeah, man.
You know me from the Pato and this and that, and really know it. You know, because they're cool brothers. They're cool brothers. You know what I mean?
Stephen, definitely.
Stephen is definitely a cool brother. Because it doesn't matter where I am now, how long I'm gonna see him, remember. And just remind me of Barry Sam and them people that come work with Barry Sam and them, man. And tell me to Barry Sam, say, yo, you know? So there's not an egoistic kind of a thing. Now, some people I know, musicians that I know within Birmingham and whatever, if they done a fraction of what I've done as a musician, you couldn't talk to them.
Well, you're right.
You couldn't talk to them because at the end of the day, it just becomes that ego thing and that, like I'm bigger than this. It's not a bigger thing. We're musicians and we must learn to get on. And at the end of the day, it's a blessing when you can do, get into that opportunity where you're working with these acts and these artists and stuff like that. It's a blessing.
Steve,
so,
I remember when we used to meet up with bands like UB's, Steel Pulse, Aswad on tour out to the country. Man. It was so lovely.
It's a family. Because we knew each other. And we was like, whoa, Domino playing all that thing there in the backstage up there, Domino and all them something, and a run joke. And, we do all those things because it wasn't really, most of us never had the ego. If they did, I didn't see.
No.
But we never had an egoistic side of us, like, blah, 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 rah. No, we get on and like say, we live together.
I remember being so committed and so out there that I get upset sometimes with people when they didn't kind of come up to scratch. Yeah. And I've learned that not everybody's the same.
Well, that's what you have to, because I knew that from a while.
Yeah.
I knew it from day one. I said at the end of the day, the same person you pass going when you go up is the same person you pass when you come down. And at the end of the day, we have to just learn to get on. And not everybody's the same. Not everybody's got leadership.
Yeah.
Not everybody's got that kind of a way of doing things. Not everybody can drive something to get to this. So. This is why we have bands and you got musicians and you got certain things, but you have people who lead.
Yeah.
You see, and when they lead, if you get a good leader, it goes somewhere.
Yeah.
And I thank God for the leadership that I've got with
you're
musicians and artists and
somebody
bands
special.
And I get on with a lot of people.
And on that note, I want to talk about the thing that I'm most proud of with you. And I mean very, very proud of you. tell me about Legend. You did touch on it
Yeah.
before we had a break.
Yeah. Well, Legend came after we parted with Pato, right? And somebody said to me, Steve, well, you know, because I realized that England has become a tribute market. Now, as a musician who's dedicated to music, I want to continue to play music. So somebody said to me, so well, look, why don't you do this? I was doing Reggae Revolution, you know. Why don't you set up a Bob Marley tribute band? So I said, well, I can't remember who it was. So I read your man. And I said, let me say, if I'm going to do a Bob Marley tribute band, if you're here because of money as a musician, forget it. You might as well leave now. So what I done, I put two bands together, and I auditioned all the music to the two bands, and I went, right, you. Then I gave them a CD and the set list, and I said, go away and learn it, come back, and then we see what happened. And it came, did a week and a half, came back to the rehearsal room in Ackley, Birmingham, UK, and it was like, right, I knew I had something. But it has to be right. This is a messenger's music. This is Bob Marley. If you watch how Bob Marley performs, he's out there on a mission. He has to deliver a message. And whether you know it or not, you only have a certain amount of time to do it. He was limited. He died young. So if I'm going to continue playing Bob Marley music, I don't want to just go on stage and I'm going to play some music and ray and blah, blah, from Bob Marley music. Enough band can do that. No, I've got to get it right. And I got to get the whole thing right where it looks the part, it sounds the part, and it delivers that energy. And I thank God I've got it. I started 2006, Bob Marley's birthday, not even realizing that I'd started on Bob Marley's birthday. February 2006. I was like, huh? And I look back and think, well, that's when we set up Legend. And the first year I looked at the musician, I said, right, we got something here, you know. And I looked at them and I said, oh, you got your passport? What are your passports like? And some man said, yeah, the passport ran out. I said, you need to renew it, you know. And they look at me like I'm mad because obviously I'm, you know, nobody never really, because all these musicians that I choose was people that was in the community, that was work with other people, work with BB, work with this, work with that. And I was like, they said to me, so I said, yeah, make sure. So they got the passports. I said, you need to renew your passport because you're going to travel. And they must have thought, right. I said, no, I'm serious. So they went and whose passport ran out and renewed. And the Legend traveled the same year they were set up, 2006.
Brilliant.
And we went to Lorette Lamar, you know, Spain and places like that, Italy, you know, France, you know, certain parts of the world that, you know, you say about band, it takes a while for you to get out there. But I just felt that we're going to be traveling because of what I've done. The standard of what I've done and the delivery and the message that we've done, because it has to be right. We was playing to theatres. Before we was playing in social clubs. You know, not theatre was in it. And we went abroad and come back and we was doing like, you know, social clubs, you know, the odd tribute venues. Start building. And then the response was good because I had business cards and people said, yo, yeah, can I have a business card? Because I knew something was going to happen. And that's when Legend started to move, right? And then we started to do, there's certain tours was like abroad tours. I don't know why. It just become this year, it seems like an abroad year. The amount of abroad gigs. These were the social club years. These are like, you know, then next thing you know, theatre came. And theatre, just, the guy, you know, approached me and, you know, he wanted Legend for about 2 years. He was on my case, but he wanted it to sing a certain way. Which the way that he wanted it, that is a big agent. I don't work like that. No exclusive deals. I'm talking it true. I'm just talking it straight at the end of the day. You know, and they admire me for that. Because they realize that this guy's serious. Every year, Steve, every month. So, what are you saying? Name your price. I say it's not about money, it's principle. I work with other agents. And for me to go like, you have to go through him. No, but I'll honor your gigs because I honor you all. I honor you all of you. I honor you, all the agents who work with. I honor your gigs. If you're booking it, some of this can't come to me unless I'm telling you this is telling me you're no longer. And that's when, you know, we started to move. And this year, 2026 is 20 years. 20 years as legend. And I always thank God for that. Because we have a way how we put you know, bring ourselves across on a venue. Get into a venue on time, blah, blah, blah. People will respect it. And, you know, I have to talk this. We you know, we have to thank God every single show. So there's a prior time, 15 years before the show, we pray. And then, you know, ask God to protect us, cover us, and give us the energy, and, you know, let His presence be felt, all these things. It's very important. And it's been 20 years, bro. And I can't complain. It's been absolutely fantastic. It's hard work. You're driving up and down the country, you know. So I did like 3-4 shows a week and all them things there, you know what I mean? And I think we're this year, 2026, we're like one of the busiest bands in the country because of the
certainly for reggae.
Yeah, for reggae, for what we do, and for the, you know, we've got a lot of shows and we've got a lot of venues and a lot of theatres and festivals, and we still have the abroad gigs as well, because we get kind of tied up with the theatres. So the abroad gigs are like complaining that every time they try to book us, we're booked already. I say you have to book way in advance. So we got to that stage now where, wow, you know, thank God for that. We're doing well. So, and I've created it with an energy. I created it with a love, and I created it with musicians that admire what I'm doing. You know, it's not an easy road, and you get, you know, the odd this, but we are 20 years. So that's where I'm at now. That's the journey where we're at. So we're coming from Pato, we're coming from Apache, and then we're coming from Aswa. I'm coming from different as an individual, but creating what I've created here. I really, I thank God for that. We're doing well.
And with that, my final question, after what I would call an illustrious career, what I'm doing a conference in 10 days' time, and it covers a number of different things, coming from British reggae straight through. What do you think British reggae needs to move forward from where it is now?
Right. I would say, personally, looking at the industry, the music industry in the UK don't support original music. So straight away, that is hard work. How many bands have we seen that bust in the 70s, the 80s, even the 90s, that are busting now? There's hardly any.
No.
Unless you go in and straight away, once they took away Top of the Pops, you know what's going to happen, innit? It's controlled by the industry. It's controlled by Simon Cowell. All of these people, Britain's Got Talent, all these people. So there's no company. Before we used to grab a suitcase, and I've done it, and go to phone a company in London, EMI or whatever, and go down and have a meeting, and they might listen to what you have and say, yeah, I'm interested. The MD is done. So for music on a whole, it's hard work unless you go in certain two channels, and then when you do that, you have to sell out. Now, for reggae can only carry on as it is. It's not the fact that we haven't got good reggae. There's some good acts here, because even Jamaicans come over here and record. They record some fantastic tunes and big tune. But it's the way how the industry is. It's so controlled, right? That there's a lot of bands in Birmingham that are rehearsing and all that, and you can do the odd gigs. The ones that are doing the more gigs was before. You know, thank God for Pulse. Aswad. Them guys are still going, you know, all of them are still going on, you know what I mean? But it's not much new acts that are actually bossing in the UK. I'm not saying it can't happen, but it's hard work, right? And it takes a certain market, and certain people, and certain labels, and what I've done, and this is something I'm going to tell you that I don't really tell anybody about this, but I set up Legend. Legend is an original set of musicians, but we're doing a tribute set. And I said to myself, right, while Legend was moving, I said, you know what? We need to have our own identity. You know? And man's looking at me and said, well, what do you mean of our own identity? I said, well, we're a tribute band. I said, no, we are a band. We need to be known as a band within our own rights. So what I done, over the period of years that we was doing, you know, they used to do some jamming and stuff. And I recorded it. And so I said to them, we're going to the studio. And the man said, what are we going to do? We said, I have some stuff we're going to do where we jam and whatever, you know what I mean? You know, look a little piece or whatever. We can put something together with that. We're going to do it. And I went in the studio and created an album, Fighting for Survival. Because that's what we're doing in the music industry. Fighting to survive in this music industry. The album's called Fighting for Survival. It's out there, you know.
I've heard it.
Yeah. And
I've got one, I think.
Yeah. And, you know, we set up the album. Now, you could do an album. How many copies are you going to sell?
Well, you know as well as, if we're going to go down that road, you know that I know that better than most.
Right. So it's not, the market is not out there where you can sell. In fact,
quantity of
in fact, you lose money.
That's right. Thank you.
Right? You lose money on everything that you do. The studio time, the mastering, the artwork. Because if you're going to do an album and you believe in it, don't just do an artwork. You do an artwork that because you believe in it, because you do a good artwork. Because do you think that this is worth the artwork? Yes or no? If not, just do it because you do artwork. No, if you think it's worth it, do a good artwork. Artwork fantastic, everything nice. Then if you have to do it on your own label, you do it on your own label. Because nobody's going to sign it. They might pick it up after you've done it. But to get it out there, they're not going to help you to get it out there. Because you're not on a label anyway. So I set up a label called Legend Live Music. Right? Legend Live Music. And I released it on my own label. And it's out there. And we got some good response abroad, Africa, all over the place. But believe it or not, I sell a lot of copies. Because I've used the tribute market as the fan base. I don't sell no music or CD of a cover of Bob Marley that we've done. Not even a live album.
Yeah.
I sell Legend. It's an album.
Yeah.
And we sell a lot. Believe it or not, we sell a lot at the gigs. So what I've done, I've used that tribute market to market the original stuff.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's marketing.
That's marketing.
That's promotion.
Because we have a fan base.
Because we've got
a fan base. Oh, gosh.
What you have is a fan base,
That's
and
it.
what you've got also, is an audience.
Yeah, there we go. So they'll leave the show and they'll buy a t-shirt.
Yeah.
They'll buy anything that we're selling. They'll buy it. And then I got a guy that comes around and he sells his cultural stuff as well. I give him that opportunity.
Yeah.
So I created a job for him so he can make a living as well. And people can get cultural stuff. So they'll sell our albums. He sell our hats. He sell whatever we're selling. He sells it alongside his stuff.
Yeah.
So we're helping each other as black people.
This is what the conference is about.
Okay. So that's where I am when it comes to the music in the UK. It's hard work, but determination and finding a way, an outlet. It's not easy because the music business is controlled.
And it's so competitive.
It is competitive.
Even though it's controlled. So you've got a double whammy. So the only thing that you really drives you is your love and your passion for it.
It's not sales. Cause you ain't making no money. I know man we do album, roll me and we end up on the road and they don't realize until they've done it. And they go, I said, what's great, Steve? Wow, it's hard work because I have not made back a penny. I'm still, I've done this because I said at the end of the day, you've done an album, so you fulfill your dream. You've done an album, right? It's not all about just making money, but you wanted to do this thing, and you've done it. Nobody can tell you, say you haven't got an album. You've done an album, right? Only thing you have is that obviously you're not getting that sales like, them other, because a lot of albums that sell is going through the big boys.
That's right.
Jetstar and them thing, them deals, we see Jetstar no more and all them something, but you're seeing, the ones that's in the UK, in the US,
Big Four.
Yeah, all them big, they'll distribute it, and they'll support it because they're artists, and the artist becomes a name, and it's all about a name brand as well. Marley will always sell. Marley.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the ones that came through, Morgan Heritage and them guys. They got through. All of these other acts got through, but new things, very hard unless you're going to a certain channel that is doing the same for Morgan Heritage is going to start. So right, we'll promote you. We like what you got. Otherwise, from that, hard work. So on that note, that's how I think about it. But never give in. If you're doing it, just do your album and do what you got to do, and to the best of your ability. And God willing, somebody will pick you up.
Yeah.
You become a name, and then all of a sudden, because some people do things, and then all of a sudden they're the big artists or the biggish artists. But people hear about them, like the music. And the thing about on the internet now, you can sell. So you got the freedom to sell.
Yeah.
On the internet and promote. And another thing I would say before, we finish up the interview is that you must always remember that nobody don't know you in China. Nobody don't know you in Australia. But there's internet. And if you go online and look for a reggae station in Brazil, you'll find several. Send them your stuff. Because they don't know of you. Send them your stuff. Go online, Australia, reggae station, bam. Email. To the bio. The next thing you know, your stuff is playing out there. Because they can't play it unless they know about you. They don't know about you. So you gotta that's basically distributing
your
own stuff in a way where people get to know you.
And look at it as a product.
It's a product. It is a product. And that's how I would advise anybody in the business, please. And I hope this interview, gives somebody some inspiration and help them to go forward and give them some drive, because it takes drive. I'm a driver.
Steve Morrison, thank you very much.
No problem, brother.
It was a pleasure.
It was a pleasure for me as well.
And entertaining.
Yeah, we went places where I've never been, so it's nice.